Tesla itself needs no introduction, but what does need introduction is the 100 gigabytes of data that was leaked by a former Tesla employee who got upset. Among other things, this leak included thousands of customer complaints about Tesla, specifically complaints about the company's full self-driving and autopilot features. It also included the personal information of hundreds of thousands of current and former Tesla employees, as well as thousands of reports of issues with Tesla's advanced assisted driving programs. On top of that, it also leaked things like names, phone numbers, and addresses of Tesla customers. And not only is this a terrible look for Tesla that this amount of data was able to be leaked by someone who didn't have particularly high security clearance, but it also further damages Tesla's reputation because it comes amid a Reuters report that showed that groups of Tesla employees privately shared videos and images that were recorded inside of customers' cars between the years of 2019 and 2022. But interestingly enough, despite this leak and the possibility of an over $3 billion fine, Tesla's stocks have been continuing to grow substantially over the past few weeks. So let's talk business and discuss everything you need to know about what was in the Tesla files, starting with the first thing, which was the thousands of customer complaints that Tesla kept under wraps. And during the period from 2015 to 2022, apparently Tesla customers reported 2,400 acceleration issues, 1,500 braking problems, 139 reports of unintentional emergency braking, and 383 reports of phantom stops from false collision warnings. Now, customer complaints are to be expected with any company, and what makes the Tesla customer complaints unique, however, was the policies that were surrounding them. In the leaks, there was reportedly a piece of Tesla employee policy that mandated that employees communicate only verbally with customers about details of their complaints, and that specifically instructed customer support representatives to not put these reports of autopilot malfunctions in writing or emails, or to leave them as voicemails on the customer's phone. The reason for this is that Tesla didn't want there to be a paper trail about issues with their car's self-driving capability. That way, if any governing body or media organizations tried to do any investigations into Tesla's full self-driving or the issues surrounding it, they would have a much harder time being able to find details and evidence. And this leak means that there's a chance that a governing body will now look into Tesla's business practices regarding their full self-driving cars. If they're found to have been negligent, then that could be pretty significant, and it's definitely something regulators will want to stay on top of. The next thing you need to know about the leak is that it contained a lot of personal information. In addition to the information that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it also included customer bank details, the salaries of around 100,000 Tesla employees, and allegedly information about Elon Musk's personal vehicle and possibly even his social security number. It is important to note, however, that not all of these claims have been independently verified. However, it's even more important to note that a leak of this information could violate a very important law called the General Data Protection Regulation. This law governs data protection and privacy for all the individuals within the European Union and the European Economic Area, and basically regulates what and how much personal data can be exported outside of the EU and EEA. Most recently, and most famously, Facebook was found to have violated this law and was fined a record $1.3 billion for it. If Tesla is found to have violated the General Data Protection Regulation, then they could be fined up to 4% of their annual sales, and that would equate to around a $3.5 billion fine, almost tripling the record fine which was just issued to Facebook. Now, if you're curious what Tesla's actually doing about this leak, so far it's not very much. The company that received the original data was a German publication called Handelsblatt, which reached out to Tesla for comment, and Tesla then contacted the company and demanded that the files be returned and destroyed, and that the publication, by possessing all of this data without proper justification, was breaching data and privacy law. Now, whether or not it's actually breaching data and privacy law is up for debate, considering they didn't illegally obtain it, rather it was given to them by a whistleblower. As for what's happening next, it's a bit out of everyone's hands. Presumably, Handelsblatt is treading very carefully with the data and wants to make sure they're not breaking any European Union laws surrounding consumer privacy. And Tesla, for its part, is basically just waiting to see if they'll be issued one of the largest fines of all time. And you, as a consumer who may have had their data leaked, will be able to do absolutely nothing about it, because that's just kind of how these things go. Thanks for watching.